This video is brought to you by Danny Myers. What's wrong with America? I think it's convenient for this point in our history and all that stuff like that. And also, welcome to the spin with another thrilling episode. And I want to look at things like a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Different than usual. And the way I'm looking at it is everybody's been talking about Ice Cube's um, Ice Cube's contract with America. Now I've heard a lot about it and all that stuff like that, but I want to actually sit there and look at it. So this show is going to be completely devoted with to looking at the Black Contract with America, written by Ice Cube. And just to start it off, let's start it off with a video. This is Danny Myers. This is back in 2013. This video was made, and this is about 2013 when this video was made. So, anyways, man, let y'all check this out. You know what I mean? And we'll have a discussion, and let's get into this. Let's get into this um, Black Contract with America. What's Wrong with America by Danny Myers. Wow. Hold on, no sound coming through. Hold on 1 second. Let me stop this real quick and we'll start over again. I hate when this happens. I need a producer bad. I need a producer so bad. Hold on 1 second, let me bring this back. Okay. Okay. Let's try again. Hold on, let me see at my mic. Did y'all hear me all right? Do y'all hear me? Let's try again. All right, let's try one more time. Do y'all hear me? All right, let's try one more time. Wait a second, wait a second. Oh, I hate when this happens. Excuse me. Okay. Maybe excuse Let's try this again. Let's try this again.
soul, can't you cover this birth? It's lost children in the ghetto, yelling for hope. Greatest country in the world, what a hell of a joke. My next door neighbor didn't see the sun through the mist. She was sprung on that shit like she hung from a cliff. Her own husband shot her. Mr. Longwood, a fifth, he went to prison. Then she told her son to enlist. He hated cops, but he stayed loyal to mom. Now he's in Iraq fighting over oil and bombs, but he's still trying to find a purpose.
Messed up again. Hold on, let me get the sound back on again. I keep on messing up, man. I'm sorry. As I said, I need a producer. But listen to the lyrics of this jam, though, man. It's a very good jam. One of my very good friends.
Daniel.
And this would be convenient.
Who you voting for?
You know what I'm saying? Dealing with this plan for contract with Black America.
Does it really make a difference? We all gotta do our part. Fact is, domestic violence, economy's bad, lost children, no fathers. Many problems in the hood for one person to solve. We all gotta take part. I remember growing up a young dude running in the yard. Since then, all I did was put punishment in bars. See, some of this is hard. Grandma paid 50 in cash for food stamps, 400 on the card. Now I'm at the grocery store, running to a bar. I've been feeling for a minute, feel like running to the car. Not enough, I was a little dude, but it been critical if I've been the object of ridicule at my middle school. But I still had to get the food and all that crap, chicken and rice, get all that sack, pound the ground beat and all that rap. But I had the wrong pin number, had to put all that back. Now the same shit you was staring at ain't staring back. It becomes apparent that a nigga parents lack. You gotta feel me cause you know it's true. And it's not just my story, it's your shit too. What's wrong with America? Can't you tell it we starving? Ghetto front yards, no gardens. It's murders in the hood, no sergeants. Innocent minute, get the death penalty, no pardons. What's wrong with America? Can't you tell it I'm broke? Look in my soul, can't you tell it it's broke? It's lost children in the ghetto, yelling for hope. Greatest country in the world, what a hell of a joke. I seen niggas come home with no home to come home to, waiting on a man to come home to. Now we feel like he owns something. Last time we seen her, she was 6. Now his baby girl headed to her homecoming. Thoughts of coming home become unbecoming to someone fronting, especially when he owing something. So he hides. A long time ago, my grandpa said there were no free rides. I thought about it and I say it's right. Cause even the ambulance gotta charge a dying man just to save his life. Raised amongst crack dealers and food stamps and no college tuition. So I polished my vision. Now I got a position, hood politician. It's real, so the hood's gotta listen. Do it for the niggas that we missing. You know it's true, cause it's not just my story, it's your shit too. What's wrong with America? Can't you tell it we starving? Ghetto front yards, no gardens. It's murders in the hood, no sergeants. Innocent minute, get the death penalty, no pardons. What's wrong with America? Can't you tell that I'm broke? Look in my soul, can't you tell that it's broke? It's lost children in the ghetto, yelling for hope. Greatest country in the world, what a hell of a joke. My next door neighbor didn't see the sun through the mist. She was sprung on that shit like she hung from a cliff. Her own husband shot her. Mr. Longwood, a fifth, he went to prison. Then she told her son to enlist. He hated cops, but he stayed loyal to mom. Now he's in Iraq fighting over oil and bombs, but he's still trying to find a purpose, doing this kind of service. Back home every day, he know his mama nervous, cause she waiting on that knock on the door. Casualties or something you can't stop in the war. Fear she'll get shot by the four or rock while the tour, or they'll catch him in the ocean, he'll get popped by the shore. But instead she got a letter, she was holding the sheets. Dear mommy, baby boy, you'll be home in a week. Man, she's wired. And the day before he left, he was killed in the case of friendly fire. Danny Mike, wrong with America. Can't you tell that we starving? Ghetto front yards, no gardens. It's murders in the hood, no sergeants. Innocent minute, get the death penalty, no pardons. What's wrong with America? Can't you tell that I'm broke? Look in my soul, can't you tell that it's broke? It's lost children in the ghetto, yelling for hope. Greatest country in the world, what a hell of a joke.
Wow. And that's something, man. This was actually made almost 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? 10 years ago all this came out. And now that we sit there and we have all, You know what I'm saying? The thing about it, the idea of this contract, this black contract with America, all right? And what I've seen on interviews, which I haven't seen, like I haven't actually seen the contract until now, like right here with y'all. So I'm like this, man. You know, let's sit back, let's see what Ice Cube is actually writing about. You know what I'm saying? And go from there. I mean, that's what we should do before we even cast judgment or anything like that. You know, because that's the biggest that's the biggest deal right there. Is that we have to, you know what I'm saying? We have to look at the facts first before we actually come to judgment on anybody, on anything, or anything like pretending or dealing with stuff like that. You know, I mean, because really, in all essence, you know what I'm saying? We as black people, and yes, I'm talking to black people. You know what I'm saying, as well as everybody else. But you know, there's a lot of problems inside of our culture. I mean, lots of problems inside of our culture. And also, I don't think we really know what we want. And I've seen on Fly Nubian Queen and other platforms and stuff like that, right? And I'm really like, you know, flabbergasted of all this judgment that's coming down. You know what I'm saying? On Ice Cube, on predominantly on predominantly um, black platforms. It's like we have to, like, if you're black and have money, then you gotta basically forget where you came from. And Ice Cube didn't do that. I mean, just like Trump, you know what I'm saying? Ice Cube don't have to do that. He got his money, his family straight, he got his empire. And he was always 100 about everything that he's done. So, anyways, let's sit back. If Nick, if you wanna come in and look at this, there's the if anybody want to come in and look at this, there's the stream right there to come in. And also, let me make a phone call and see if Mo wants to come in, because we're actually going to go over the black contract with America. Let me call up Mo. All right. Let me see. Mo. All right. What's up, Nick? How you doing, bro? How you doing, Nick? Oh, I'm all right. I must call Mo real quick. You got a speaker on or something, bro? Yeah, hold on one second. I'm calling Mo up right now. See if he's home. Hello. Let me see. I'm just going to hit him up on Facebook real quick and put the link on there for him. See if he wants to come through. Hold on one second. Hold on, I'm trying to get him on. Okay. Hold on. Going over the black contract for America. Okay. Then I'm gonna hit T. Roscoe. Matter of fact, hold on. As I said, I still have a little bit of work before we actually go on this. So what's your views on on this plan from Ice Cube?
I think it's good, Joe.
Huh? Well, you're still breaking up, bro.
He's still
Right. There you go. Paste. All right. There we go. All right. Going over going over Ice Cube's, Ice Cube's plan for Black America. Okay. Alrighty then. I got that. Also, one more thing. One more thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. All this blame technology is something, man. You know what I'm saying? So much, man. I need a producer, bro. You know what I mean? What you say? You still got an echo, man. And stuff like that. Just keep talking until you get it fixed. I'll tell you when. Right. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, but now you sound like you're far away. Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. All right, one more person. Chase. Okay, there we go. Right. Oh, okay, here we go. Now we're back. We are back. Okay, now, anyway, some people, you know, everybody's watching a speech or doing something else, watching a playoff game, World Series, ever, which I don't care, but at least it's information center out there. Sorry for taking too long. I don't got a producer, so I'm just doing this all myself. And let's take a look at this. All right, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. All right, contract. Okay, this is the site. You know what I'm saying? Which is the contract for. Read the contract here. Bam. So now I'm waiting for it to load up. The Black Contract with America. All right. This is what Ice Cube wrote. Part 1. That says that citizens and lawmakers both. We are joining the man with the contract with Black America to be addressed immediately and to finally create the more perfect union all Americans deserve. As such, it is time for a complete paradigm shift in how we run our institutions and operate our country. The problems facing America are too deep and wide to simply reform one area or another. Long-lasting solutions demand comprehensive, thorough rethink of America, so each new approach in this area supports the success of others. This contract of Black America will provide conceptual approaches in several areas. Okay? Derek Hamilton in the preface contract says a contract with Black America strikes the heart of racism and presents a blueprint to achieve racial economic justice. Now that's key. That's what he was talking about in his interview that I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Was watching him, and I get his point on that. Okay? Because number one is there is a wealth gap. Okay? There is a wealth gap between the races, especially dealing with black people. Now, this thing, I'm not doing this just to bring out the race card or anything like this. Since they have it, we should have it with white folks. No. This is an issue within ourselves, but also that us ourselves as black people have to actually, you know what I'm saying, to actually sit back and look at. All right? Because I said some people never been black. Everybody got, you know what I'm saying, that people that never been black never will be black and don't know what it's like to be black. You know what I'm saying? I do, and it hits a part of my heart. But at the same time, you know, I'm not gonna, huh?
What about people like?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up again, bro.
What about people like?
Wait, still don't understand what you're saying.
What about people like?
Still, you're very what?
Is that anything?
Yeah, you just gotta get closer. What were you saying?
I said people like gotta work any job.
Right, but yeah, I mean, is that so? You're breaking up still a little bit, but what I'm saying is like from what I've seen first off, you know what I'm saying, in generalization as I'm looking at this. All right, the main thing is you know what I'm saying, is basically black economics. Okay, so I mean basically what it says Black America Friday program shift, yada yada yada. Just get it. Oh, okay. So, anyways, Derek Hamill for to achieve racial economic justice. It was written in the backdrop of the killing of George Floyd, which set off a wave of protests not seen since the civil rights era in the 1950s and 60s. A global pandemic in which a black mortality rate is more than double than a white race, and in which 45% of nearly half black-owned businesses closed. That impact of something presumably random, such as a panic, however catastrophic, can also be linked of one's racial identity is highly problematic, and further evidence that as a nation we are failing miserably. It links to a larger political and economic vulnerability, whether we are in a pandemic or not. The immoral devaluation of black lives has been ingrained in America's political economy is long overdue for a reckoning. Now, the way I would sit there and I take that, all right, is that systematic, that number one is, for me, the systematic origin, for me, from what I've seen in history, from my research, from my research, putting both Republican and Democrat on equal bounds. You know what I'm saying? Completely equal, no matter what. All right, that it was actually started by the Republican Party. All right, let's just keep this real. Okay, let's just keep this 100. Okay, by the Democratic Party. That's what happened, because there's nobody out there, right, that let me think of this right. Um, there's nobody out there in the black culture say that there's something wrong with the black culture. And for me, basically, it starts on the inside. You know what I'm saying? It starts on the inside. So, anyways, as it goes, and further evidence that this nation that you know what I'm saying that's long overdue for reckoning. This contract with Black America is a patriotic pathway to promote our shared prosperity to achieve racial economic justice. All right, Ambassador Andrew Young is equally supportive. The pandemic has revealed to us the importance of essential worker, of which many are minorities. We can grow no stronger without improving the sustainability of those at the bottom of the economic pyramid. The contract for Black America is a comprehensive step toward an action plan that addresses the future stability of minorities across the nation. To address the inadequacy after reading this contract, Black America, we understand agree to support and demand an open debate and a clear, fair vote within the first 100 days of the 117th Congress in 2021 on the following proposals to be codified into special bills. Hold on one second. All right, man. Hold on. Okay. So anyways, as it goes, the next thing what they're talking about, so let's look at this, what's all in it. Number one is representation. Okay. All right. So we'll see where he's at on black representation. Lending reform. That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Federal funding, Federal Reserve, finance oversight, data and credit, prison reform, judicial reform, Police Reform Act, FCC licensing, Confederate institutions, the AJP program, and black responsibility. All right. So this is what this whole contract is about inside of his preface. Again, this is contract with Black America. All right. Now, representation. Okay. Adopt a plan of reconstruction to readdress the past wrongs systematically imposed on Black Americans economically throughout many generations that have resulted in a wealth gap, where the average white family, has 10 times the wealth of a black family. In addition to some point of economic initiatives listed above, also formally apologize to Black Americans for the past discrimination and slavery. Now, right there, you know what I'm saying? I can really care less about that, because really none of the white folks have why should somebody apologize for people that are not living right now? You know what I'm saying? So right there, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's, if some people want an apology, cool, but me personally, so speaking for myself as a black man, I really don't care about any of that. Let's just get now and the future together. That's just me reading this out. You know what I mean? Because I say this has to be done. All right. And then once he say white family or black family to formally apologize to Black America for past discrimination and slavery. Additionally, the black opportunity and representation will include affirmative action in schools, public and private, which I think that goes along with school of choice with Trump. Per student funding in states with an equal basis instead of paid by local property taxes. Black representation in all government and civil rights bodies. Civil rights classes mandatory in elementary schools. gerrymandering reform, additional polling places in black and minority neighborhoods, and Juneteenth to become a federal holiday. All right, Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday. All right, you know what I'm saying? I can understand that since basically I'm saying the actual end of slavery, which I don't understand. If they want Juneteenth, then why is BLM and Antifa taking down statues of Abraham Lincoln? Okay, everybody got their issues of it being political and all that stuff like that. All right, but the whole point that the Emancipation Proclamation was written by Abraham Lincoln, irregardless of where he was personally with it, he did play a very, very large hand in ending slavery, even though there were more issues that was happening in that point in time that can be saved for another show, and also me doing a lot of information, and that would take me a while to get all that information and put it together. You feel me? Yeah. But if you're going to say something about having Juneteenth as a federal holiday, then Abraham Lincoln did play a role. You know what I'm saying? In the slavery, doing what, the Emancipation Proclamation and all that stuff like that. All right. So let's sit there and go to here we go. It's called lending reform. Okay. Bank lending will be regulated to require banks to lend a percentage of all loan and credit categories on as an equal basis to the black population each bank serves. However, the minimum threshold must yearly meet a percentage equal to the national black population, currently approximately 13.4%. Rates on black loans federally and from the banks should be the same average as whites. Okay. As I said, this is just the introduction. All right, I need more input on that, which I'm sure is on here. Okay. So what I'm saying, they didn't reform. The whole thing is that I hope that this reset happens to basically erase a lot of our credit and also better jobs where we can actually pay our debts. So basically, I want to see where he's coming on that. You feel me? Right. Federal funding. Pass a federal program providing every child with a government funding trust account starting from birth with a $1,000 contribution. A proposed by Senator Booker and Representative Presley, accounts to be managed by the Treasury, and only those who are born into lower wealth families would receive more contributions each year, up to $46,500 total. At the age of 18, access to funds allowed, but use restricted to the asset of enhancing actions such as buying homes, starting business, and funding education. Okay, you know what I'm saying? All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm down with that. Federal Reserve. All right. For qualified black Americans, Federal Reserve to allow a one-time interest-free loan for home ownership. The Fed to ensure banks and institutions it oversees and comply with the bank lending reform. Fed to adopt the modern monetary theory of the goal of full employment and avoidance of actual inflation. Federal and state pension funds control over $1 trillion. They must allocate 13.4% of their investments to black-owned enterprises and businesses, venture capital, and the private equity funds that the money public entities must invest 13.4% of their total funds in black-owned business. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I like to see more of that. You know what I mean? I like to see more of that and get more input on that. As I said, we're just going over, you know what I'm saying, this introduction. You know what I mean? Finance and oversight. A banking commission or even cabinet sub or sub-cabinet post will be set up to overlook and report the black and minority lending, housing and ownership, and mortgages. and enforcement of items 2 and 3 above. Such authority will also oversee and audit federal programs such as Economic Opportunity Zones and Community Reinvestment Act, the CRA, to determine who is benefiting from the disbursement of such funds. So this is basically oversight on the economic opportunity zones, which I do agree. You know what I'm saying? Because in some aspects, it is, you know what I'm saying, a money bag inside of these minority neighborhoods. And these minority neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, should have an equal stake in opening up their businesses for their neighborhoods. I mean, I see no problem as white people investing. I can't hear you. Huh? Your sound is very bad, brother. Do you have like a speaker on or something? Right, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's your speaker, your phone, or whatever, but yeah, but it's really, really bad. All right. But what were you saying? Just try to talk slow.
Sorry.
You there?
Is that better?
Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to okay. All right. So now, what's your no? What were you saying? Right, it's better, but still, there's like a breakup. Is it a bad signal or something like that? All right. Well, anyways, I can get so far, as I said. You know what I'm saying? So far with this, I get where Ice Cube's coming from. All right. So let me put this fully on the screen. All right, I'm putting this fully on the screen for people can see. All right. Now again, this is the black contract with America for finance oversight. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what this oversight thing would be, especially which is cool, will provide a transparent reporting mechanism for abuses of economic programs designed to benefit communities in need. And that's a very big problem, especially with these politicians, because they're taking a cut of this federally given money and they're putting it inside their own pockets. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was like a 501c or something like that. And they say, oh yeah, we got this money into the community, but then you look inside the black community and it's still the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Still drugs on the streets, prostitution, no jobs, all that stuff like that, brothers killing each other. You know what I'm saying? But that's another issue, another story, because right now we're trying to get a solutions for, we can try, I ain't going to say we're going to stop it, because we're always going to have ignorance in other races, but let alone is bring the black on black crime and all that down substantially. That's what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? And due to this, with the oversight, with the funding that's coming for these opportunity zones, you know what I'm saying, which I think that would go with the black representation for it, you know what I'm saying, which basically I think would have to have like another voting market, a voting bracket, just to vote these blacks in, because you can't just put a lot of blacks in, because I'm going to say it, there's a lot of blacks that are in office and they're sitting there laundering money and being greedy and keeping it for themselves. Prime example was in Las Vegas when there was a representative that sat there and bought a club with campaign funds. You know what I mean? So, and he was black. What about all that other stuff that was happening back in the day, Washington, D.C., with the black mayors, also what's happening in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We have black politicians that are no better than the white politicians. You know what I'm saying? So we really got to watch who we vote for because, once they see money, once people see money in their hands, white or black, then that's where the temptation to greed comes. So we have to have upstanding people that's in these oversight committees because look what's happening inside of our government today. You feel me? So I'm fully for that, and also with the representation, especially when it's dealing with economic opportunity zones that Trump proposed. That we are really going to have a representation, but I want honest and moral representation. You know what I'm saying? Black representation on these boards. You know what I'm saying? I get the finance oversight. I understand, but getting the people, it's crazy. Next that we have is personal data and credit. All right. This is the for everybody, people that's coming in. This is just going over the Black Contract with America with Ice Cube. This is just the introduction, just to see, and I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different sections inside of this. So I'll get through a few of them tonight, and then I'll probably make this a series where we can all go through this together. But personal data and credit. Most states publicly release bulk data and arrestees unchecked, like the 1970 Fair Credit Reporting Act regarding the credit data. There must be guidelines regarding the arrest records that allow similar privacy and accuracy protections and the right to dispute and correct inaccurate data. Credit service will be reformed to mandate consideration of individual consumer data on rent, utility, cell phone, and other like bill payments. I like to get more more information on that. I see the bullet points on it, but I need more information. But I understand about the consumer data on credit. Like, I don't think renters should actually go through your credit report, and that goes for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's utilities, cell phone, or anything. Huh?
Is that any better?
I don't think renters should go into your credit report. I don't think really that means even just getting hired with jobs when I lived in Florida, right? And I was going to work for Armani, so everything went great. Everything went great with my interview and all that stuff like that. Yes, I looked the part, did the role, and all that. And guess what they had? And guess what they did? Credit report. And guess what? I didn't get the job just because of my credit. And I'm like, what does my credit have to do with my work ethic? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to sit there. I mean, I could play the racism card, but you see, but the racism card is besides the point. All right. What does my credit have to do with making money? Same thing in Vegas. If you want to work in a major casino, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For example, you go to school, right? Because I was going to do it. Okay. You go to school to learn your games that you want to be. You want to be a dealer. Okay.
Yeah.
So once you graduate from the school and you get your licensing and stuff like that, all right, you apply with like MGM, Mirage, Caesar's Palace, all the main casinos, okay, all the main casinos on the strip, all right. After you get all your cards and all that bullshit that you have to get, because you got to pay to work there, all right, that's another story. But just for your certifications to work in a casino to do cards. You know that when you apply, all right, when you apply to work in a casino, I said like the major casinos, the major chain corporate casinos, not the moms and pop casinos. There's lots of them. Like you have the Dots, Arizona Joe's. You know what I'm saying? You have the Speedway and little moms and pops casinos and stuff like that. All right. Those are the only casinos you can go into. You have to work in them casinos for like 2-3 years and have a credit report. No, I think it's like 2 years or something like that. But then once you have that time, you go to the major casinos. This is in Las Vegas, and then you apply for the job, and guess what they do? All right. Remember, these type dealers are making like 6 figures.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
just on tips alone. Okay. You can't get into the major casinos to sit there and deal cards because they give you a plain credit check. So if your credit report's gone, if your credit report's bad, you don't get a job at MGM, Caesar's Palace. You know what I'm saying? Venetian. None of those major casinos you can't get a job at because your credit's bad. What's the reasoning of that? And it's not just a black thing, it's an all-around thing. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't see that many. When I was there, I seen. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing in Vegas that I don't like about because of working in the casinos and all this money. Almost all them dealers out there are not American. They're either Ethiopian or Asian. You know what I'm saying? And mostly I see white Americans or black females. Mostly, if they're black, they're mostly black females. I don't see many black males. You know what I'm saying? In any casino inside Vegas. All right? Dealing cards. Making 6 figures.
I mean.
But the black women, there's black women there. But the majority of these dealers that I've seen, you know what I'm saying, were either.
They would rather take the mom than pay the.
What do you say?
They'd rather take the mom than the.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's bring the money.
Right, but I'm saying that all these cats ain't citizens. Okay, a lot of these cats that work, and I'm using Vegas as a model because a lot of people from the regular lived in regular America. You know what I'm saying? Which I live in regular America and I love it. I'm away from all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But being back in it, and I say, well, it's a good time to sit there and explain it just on the personal data credit, which that's pretty much important to me because I'm just telling you from experience. All right, you go to Vegas. All right, I'm not bringing a race card. I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And stuff as in what race you are working at a job. But obviously, there's a system, not just on black people, right? Which black people is getting the most out of it because I don't see that many black males dealing cards in the casinos at all. Huh? I mean, there are blacks. There are black males that do deal. But that is, but you know, it's not even. I tell you what, it's not even a tenth of a percent in Vegas. If you want to see, but even if you go into the little casinos, right? They're Africans. You know what I'm saying? They're Asians. You know what I'm saying? Lots of Asians. You know what I'm saying? So right. So then when, and I'm not mad at the Asians. I'm not hating on the Asians. I'm not hating on anybody. Everybody has to work, but there has to be equal opportunity, especially with these 6-figure jobs. And the biggest thing about it is credit report. Because think about it, okay? You have a person that has a green card. Okay? You have a person that has a green card. Number one is he has good credit. Why does he have good credit? because he's not from here. So you have these foreigners here working, which basically, that's what pissed me off about Vegas. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that pissed me off, that you have these foreigners, they have no credit because they're from another country. They already know that they have money, or else they would have never got here in the first place. They're sitting there going to UNLV, going to school and stuff like that, and they're paying for their school while they're working in a playing casino.
Oh yeah. Even
All right. So you have all these. Americans, Black Americans especially, but also regular Americans, white Americans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could even go for even Hispanics. I don't see that many Hispanic males, Mexicans dealing. All right, if we really want to go there, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Only thing I see Mexicans are, I mean, I'm saying, not for the stereotype or anything, and in a lot of ways, it pisses me off because the black people and the Mexicans, they're either doing janitorial or they're doing security or they're maids. And most of the maids inside these casinos are black and Mexican. More Mexican than black. You know what I'm saying? So just for the American Mexicans' sake, you know what I'm saying, this would also apply. Like, why can't blacks and legal Mexicans, right, get these jobs? The Asians have no problem. Asians and whites, there's no problem. You know what I'm saying? I see them there all the time. But then also, but then you have these foreigners, okay, that's from Ethiopia, from all these different countries and stuff like that, and they're getting these top casino jobs. You know what I'm saying? So this personal data and credit, and then what stops us is basically us as black people, since we're the lowest ones on the totem pole inside that business and dealing cards and all that stuff like that. It comes to our credit report, and we can't even step foot inside of a major casino, all right, of a major casino. Not as if we are security, janitor, maintenance, or anything else under the board, and they call that all equal employment, but you hardly see black males dealing cards in major casinos, right? And also, I want to put the Mexicans in on that because the blacks and the Mexicans are doing the same blame jobs inside of these casinos. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like to see more of that and how, you know what I'm saying, how that goes. As I said, no, nobody's watching, but we're sitting there out there. So now this information is out there. You know what I'm saying? Of us going through this black contract with America. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, this is written by Ice Cube. Next, prison reform. Privately run prisons will be abolished. I remember him talking about stuff like this. Prison labor disallowed without consent. And nonviolent offenders incarcerated for 10 years or longer will be freed if good behavior standards are met. All prisoners for marijuana possession freed. First offense for illegal drug use or possession to require government payment for entry into an approved drug rehabilitation program rather than imprisonment. Once any prisoner completes his sentence, his voting rights are restored. I'd like to get more into this because number one is they're going to have to defederalize marijuana and let marijuana be legal. I ain't gonna lie, I like marijuana. It never stopped me from working. It never stopped me from being performing my duties at work. I never came into work stoned. You know what I'm saying? I treat marijuana just like any average other person that would treat going to a bar and grabbing a beer, and some cats get DUIs You know what I'm saying? These 2 or 3 DRIs every year and have a better job than me. But let alone is you sit there and you have a pothead that don't want to drive, comes to work every day, goes home, smokes weed, plays video games, and let alone is they're shunned. So in some aspects, as I'm looking at this, okay, there has to be a defederalization of marijuana just before this even law can even go out. Like on marijuana possession, you might as well defederalize and legalize it across the board. You feel me?
You mean they didn't put that in there?
Huh?
You mean they didn't put that in there?
I mean, if it says all prisoners for marijuana possession free, all right. Pardon me? Yeah, you're mumbled again. Go ahead.
Better?
Yeah, better.
Keeps on moving on.
Right.
I say, you mean that they didn't legalize it, Bill?
Yeah, I mean this is prison reform, and then with the privately run prisons, the reason being is the privately run because basically what they're doing is that, okay, if you're in a lot of these prisons are privately owned, okay, so a lot of these prisoners make products inside factories, but they're not getting paid. They're getting paid cents. At least give them minimum wage or something, you know what I'm saying, to work for while they're in these prisons. You know what I'm saying? So what these privately prison system was supposed to be for rehabilitation. It was supposed to be for rehabilitation first. But now it became a modern day slavery. That's when they were talking. That's why Kanye West was talking about the 14th Amendment. All right. What is happening is through the prison system, they are doing legalized slavery because the prisoners are not getting paid for the job they do, and they're making profit off the prisoners at a full price. Is that fair to the prisoner working 8 hours a day and making pennies just to making pennies, or you should pay them? You know what I'm saying? So
they have to pay for their $40,000 a year that they have in order to have.
I mean, I understand, but still, it's. I mean, I get it. This is not just for white prisoners. I mean, okay, but at least give them minimum wage. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The reason being is because number one is half these people that come out of jail, all right, they're depending on other people to give them money inside their commissary, all right. So if you're looking at this very very logically, you're denying a prisoner his rehabilitation to be integrated back into society by making money. And what good is freeing a prisoner without no money and nowhere to go?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what's going to happen to that prisoner that was freed, left out there? He been in there 10, 12, maybe 20 years inside prison, all right? And he don't got a pot to piss in. And the only thing he's going to do is, since he can't find a job or do anything like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the people that didn't even get into the prison reform okay? That they get released. You know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing that Trump did. But it comes to another issue, as in, what about when these people come out of jail? Where is the safety net? Okay? Where is the safety net for these people? All right, that come out of prison. Can they get an apartment? Do you know how much money they can possibly save just on minimum wage and being in prison if they don't jack inflation up inside of prisons and just take the money back from them? By the time they get out of prison, they can actually start a life. You know? So yeah, the prisoners should be paid. You know what I'm saying? To make a smoother transition into regular society, for they won't go back to crime. Or a great percentage of them won't go back to crime, because some of them like it. You know what I'm saying? We can't deny that. Some people like prison. But if people come out of jail, had money in their pocket, somewhere to live that they worked for, and have these programs. They had more programs for them, which basically the programs with the prison reform bills that Trump's done with the pardons and people getting out early, but also expand and expound upon that, dealing with the prisoners actually getting paid while they're in jail, while they're doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then have a certain percentage of their money that they do make go into a trust for them, so when they get out of prison, they have money inside their pocket. That should be mandatory. You feel me on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, that's just without seeing a prison reform. You know what I'm saying? As in one, as I said before, we're just going through the through the introduction of it. You know what I'm saying? We're not actually like going through, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. I mean that's all. I mean, I'm just trying to just go through this, see what people are saying, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? And just go from there. I mean, that's all we can do. You know?
Right.
All right, but I'm not saying it's in there. This is just what I think, and as I said, we're going to go into this judicial reform. Okay, eliminate mandatory minimums and 3-strike laws. All right, this was Joe Biden's. The Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice reform through stricter guidelines and a greater oversight over police departments. DOJ also could be sued for non-compliance, lynching to become a federal hate crime, and the Ku Klux Klan declared a terrorist organization. Okay, which the Ku Klux Klan is declared a terrorist organization. That was already done by Trump and white supremacy. All right. So now lynching and become a federal offense, to become a federal hate crime. All right, I want to see the context of what lynching is, because I'm for lynching when it comes for treason. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, for treason. So I want to see how these laws, you know what I'm saying, about lynching. I understand about the lynching, you know what I'm saying, but I'm kind of on the fence on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. I'm just being honest. This is just me, not influenced by anybody else. I'm on the fence about the illegalization of lynching, which would be a good later subject that we could talk about in a later show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be a great argument. You know what I mean? Police reforms will be implemented in an expansive act that will at minimum include elimination of qualified immunity, requirement of mandatory malpractice insurance for police officers, make municipalities liable for unconstitutional actions by the police, mandatory use of dashboard body cams, elimination of chokeholds, no-knock warrants, establishment of residentiary requirements, de-escalation training, and requirements to update training, severe penalties for evidence tampering, including withholding DNA, a federal database of police disciplinary records established and made public, and once fired and cannot be hired. Creation of office of independent prosecutors solely focusing on prosecuting police accused of wrongdoing. Other reforms as listed in greater detail in the Contract of Black America. So that being said, I wanna, you know what I'm saying? I want to look more into it. You know what I'm saying? To see what he got to say and how all this works. As I says again, this right here is just the introduction. You know what I'm saying? And what this what the black contract with America is all about. FCC licensing. Broadcast networks will be required to air black produced content equal to 20% of the total content on the networks as measured by time. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I like to look more into like where he's going with this. But FCC licensing of public airwaves, you know what I'm saying? I like it. Something I've never really, you know what I'm saying, put into thought. A lot of this stuff, I mean, some stuff I put into thought, but some of these things are very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Some things I'm on the fence with, but, you know, it's very interesting. You know what I mean? And that's that. What do you say? Right. You know, like I said, man, we gotta sit back and we gotta take a look at this. We gotta take a look at the whole thing. You know. Wait, hold on. Let me sit there. Come and share. Share this video. Okay. All right. So anyways, as this is going on, as we're sitting there looking at this, all right, I end up getting a message real quick. Okay, let's go back to this contract. All right. FCC licensing. I mean, Confederate institutions. Elimination of all Confederate statues and uses and displays of Confederate parade flags on government grounds or property with public areas. Rename all streets, schools, public structures named after Confederate soldiers or leaders. A memorial will be built in Washington, D.C. for victims of the police with excessive force. All right. You know what, man? I could be honest with. I can care less about the statues and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think they should be put down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know Q feels that way, but me as a black man, they never bothered me. You know what I'm saying? And that's really all I gotta say about that. I'm not triggered. I understand that was a history, and yes, it was a bad thing that happened in history. But also, I mean, we can't erase history. So I don't understand why black people still want to live in it and this completely. I mean, you can sit there and disregard it, and you disregard it, but I don't think it's forgotten because it should be forgotten because right now these are the steps. Look at now. You know what I'm saying? Look at now what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like this history to be taught, even the history that's being made right now, even in our time. What are they going to do when this happens and then when the next liberal left attack comes? They want to erase everything that we've done, that we've said because of what happened. You know what I mean? Is that really fair to try to rewrite and forget history? Nah. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't agree with the elimination of Confederate statues, you know what I'm saying? Confederate flags and all that stuff like that. Not that I'm sticking up for them, but they never triggered me then, and they don't trigger me now, and that's not really, you know what I'm saying? It's not in my personal space of concern. You feel me? As a black man. You know, that's just me. You're speaking for myself as a black man. I'm not down it. I'm not for it. I mean, I just that's irrelevant. If it was me, I'd be like, I said, you know, just keep the money. It's no big deal. You know what I mean? For me, AGP, adoption of AGP, a public-private program that provides access to jobs and education and/or training for people willing to put in the work and commitment. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'd like to get more more details on that before I can have a complete understanding. Black responsibility. Chronic poverty creates an atmosphere full of negativity, frustration, and hopelessness, depression, alcoholism, drug abuse, crime, and violence. These are some conditions that the black community, which is dealing with extreme generational poverty. As we will begin to gain social and economic equality, it is our duty to clean up ourselves and our community. This contract is a two-way street. As we can gain social economic equality, we must begin to dissolve any bitterness in our hearts for past wrongs. We must become better citizens who are more productive on all levels of American society. We really must step up after we pass a contract with Black America with no more excuses left in the kitty. Our entertainers should be persuaded to deliver more positive content that leads our youth to make better choices in life. A new pride must develop with these new opportunities, and we must fight against negativity, frustration, hopelessness, depression, alcoholism, drug abuse, crime, and violence. And you know what? I have 100% agreement with that. That doesn't even have to be elaborated on. You feel me? It doesn't have to be elaborated on. That was just a nice and a decent way of saying that we all have to unite together in the long run. As Malcolm X said, we don't have that we have to unite with ourselves before we unite with others. I'm already uniting with others. Why do my people have to keep me from doing that? Because I don't think in their group think. You feel me? Why are other black people keeping me from uniting with others? Which goes back to Martin Luther King. If we unite ourselves, how can we reunite with others? Because we can't. Because it makes it harder for me as a black man to unite with others when black people, my people, in generalization, or any people inside their little race tribes, do not allow us or want us to unify with other cultures and other races. You know what I'm saying? To live in this, to actually make this American lifestyle sustain itself. As in, because being American is not a race. You know what I'm saying? Being American is not a race. It's a lifestyle. It's an ideology. It's that all men are created equal. We're one nation under God. These are all actions. This is lifestyle, and this is what we believe in. You feel me? And I think this right here is a situation that we must, must come to agreement with. We have to unite in our homes first. You know what I'm saying? Take away our greed, take away our bitterness toward each other, and actually work for the community instead of shooting each other. I mean, let Black Lives Matter to blacks. And I really think this is what Ice Cube is doing. Yet I said there's some of this I disagree with. A lot of it I do agree with. So let's sit back and look at see where else. I said right here, this is my first time on this. Join the fight for a better America. Support this contract. Take action. Okay. As I said, I'm doing this. And as you can see, all right, I agree. All right. All right. I agree with this. So y'all seen this. All right. I agree with the majority of a contract with Black America from what I've seen so far. Now let's see what's in the works of it. let's look at the full contract. Okay. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is okay, let me see if I can make this bigger. All right. All right. So this right here, there's black opportunity and representation. Okay. Let's get into this before this cannot be designed in life. Mandatory civil rights and anti-racism classes in all elementary schools. Black scholars will write the textbooks and a curriculum adopted for these classes. Institute the Black History 365 curriculum. African history highlighting the civilizations of Mali, Ghana, Sonia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Nubia, Zimbabwe, and other are incorporated into all schools' world history or social studies curriculums. I can agree with that. And written by black people. Black representation on all government and civil rights and investigative bodies. Okay, I can agree with that. Reform gerrymandering. Districts cannot be designed to minimize the impact of the black vote. Okay. I look at tech on that. More polling sites in minority and black neighborhoods so that the number of polling stations provides equal access to black voters as they do in white and other communities. Black access violates the 1965 Voters' Rights Act, and the act should be amended, given more teeth since it is currently not working. Okay. All right. Well, as I said, from what he sees and stuff like that, I'm going to have to agree with. I'm going to have to agree with it because I lived in black neighborhoods, but in the neighborhoods that I've been in, there was nearby polling areas. So there's some places that probably don't got poll areas. So okay, Juneteenth become a federal holiday. Alright, you know what I'm saying? If it does, it does. It doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a holiday person in generalization. You know what I'm saying? I'm not at all. So another holiday, if it does, it does. It doesn't, it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't really celebrate holidays anyways. You know what I'm saying? Equal health care facilities in all neighborhoods regardless of demographics. Okay, and a formal admission and apology to black Americans for the past wrongs. You know, man, to me, I go, let's just get it, man. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think that's really needed. You know, I don't expect a full apology or anything like that on there. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want it, then that's cool. But it really doesn't matter to me in all aspects about this plan. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. I want to make sure I'm on. All right, cool. Okay. All right. Now let's go through massive bank lending and finance reform. All right. While capitalism is a good system, it requires capital to participate. For decades, black and Jewish people and neighborhoods considered hazardous were entirely or largely denied loans through the unscrupulous banking practice known as redlining. While redlining was made illegal in 1968 with the passage of the Fair Housing Act, then again in 1977 Community Reinvestment Act, the CRA, statistics show that the perpetuation of the de facto residing in many of the same communities, most notably black communities, still exist. Studies constantly show that blacks are denied access to lending in roughly the same percentage as before the act's passage. In result, these white families have nearly 10x the net worth as black families today. As an example, even when black families get home mortgages, nearly 20% pay the average 1.55 points above the average offered to whites. And through black population is roughly 13.4% of the nation, approximately only 3% of the loans and the credit that are given to the black people, whether for credit cards, home mortgages, or black-owned businesses. In addition, only 1% of the banks are black-owned or led. Black rates on loans federally from blacks become the same average rates as whites. Now, for qualified black Americans, Federal Reserve to allow a one-time interest-free loan for home ownership. Federal Reserve currently provides corporations with a free or 1% loan that is flooding the market with liquidity. Instead of it all going out for a prop up for the stock market, help create black family wealth through property ownership. The Federal Reserve to operate anew, employing a modern monetary theory, with the goal of maximizing employment, housing, and educational opportunities, as well as improving quality of living for black and poor Americans. Spending will be constrained only when actual inflation appears. Federal plan baby bonds proposed by Derek Hamilton will provide every child born into the lower wealth families, starting at $1,000, wealth up to $46,000. The accounts managed by the Treasury use of the funds restricted to asset-enhancing assets such as buying homes, starting businesses, and funding education. Rates on black loans federally and from black will be the same average as whites. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I get that, and also I've heard about this in the past that never been passed. That basically what it is almost like a it's like a 401k for kids. If you really want to look at it, when they turn 18, they have this money in their bank. They can use it for college, for a house, or I say of average necessities. You know what I'm saying? But I still think there should be. I mean, the oversight on it. I see where he's coming from for house, homes, businesses, or college, or anything like that. But also at the same time, it really depends. If you're getting like up to $46,000, all right. If you're getting like up to $46,000 in by the time you hit 18, all right, then with this administration, and also that we have to bring down the tuitions for our citizens and stuff like that for this. I mean, because I think the baby bonds is a good idea, which I've seen this proposed before, but it never actually came to pass. You know, so I'm glad to see that Q put out the baby bonds. You know what I'm saying, that at 18 years old, based on family wealth up to 46,000. So I like to see the interest rates of these bonds once they turn 18 and see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. I just want to see it. But remember, as I said last night, that the Fed is going to the Department of Treasury, which is a double-edged sword. So we really got to look at who we elect for president. You know what I'm saying? In these upcoming elections, because the president has control of the Treasury. If the president has control of Treasury, then the president also has control of these baby bonds. Just letting you know for further information. You know what I'm saying? So, but far as where Ice Cube's coming from with this, all right, I pretty much get it. All right, I get where he's come from. Also, the rates on blacks the same as whites. Okay, I get it. All right. For qualified black Americans, Federal Reserve will allow one-time interest-free loan for home ownership. Federal Reserve currently provides corporations with a free or 1% loan and is flooding market with liquidity. We already talked about it, up to the stock market. Federal Reserve for, I did that. Baby bonds, okay, yeah, I was already there. My bad. Okay, Lynch. Okay, well, wait. All right, here we go. All right, I skipped some, so we gotta. Okay. Change the decades-old crediting scoring model to mandate consideration of consumer data on rent, utility, and cell phone bill payments. A cookie jar company is any company that is knowingly involved in human trafficking, human bondage, slave trading, or slave labor at any point of its existence. Companies are found to have directly benefit by a private prison system, and those who are perpetuating overly racist policies can also be considered cookie jar companies. Now, I'll get with that. Individual negotiations will be conducted by a commission formed for the singular purpose of assessing penalties and remedies from these companies caught with their hands in the cookie jar. All right, cheap labor. Just like, I mean, I'm saying that you're putting your own citizens in the slavery or forced slavery. But I don't even want to sit there really and call it that, right? As I said before, all right, you have these. I mean, as I said, we're going over the contract, the black contract with America, made by Ice Cube. If y'all just came in or anything like that, that was written by Ice Cube. And I'm sitting there talking about it, so I'm going through like everything inside of it, just for I can have an understanding of it. Also, put some input on it, as well as for y'all to sit there, and see from what my thoughts about it is, and what other people's thoughts is about it. I like to get some feedback on that. But at the same time, we're all reading the same thing. We all have our issues. Cookie jar companies. I get where he's saying, right? And my thing about these private prisons are that they're making money, and these companies are actually given the money or whatever how they do it. This is privately owned, so it's owned by one person, one entity, investors with a board, which I'm sure it has like a board of directors and all that other good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Almost like a corporation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That they have that same basic thing, but the product is basically the unpaid labor for pennies, even what a minimum wage person would do, right? So that being said, I think prisoners, I think prisoners are going to have to get paid to do these jobs, but also at the same time, I think a percentage of the money should go into the trust. So once they do come out of prison, they have something inside their pocket. You know what I'm saying? And people, we got these halfway house productions. I mean programs. Yeah, but let's think about this in jail. That you do not get this money just to expound upon this. That the prisoners that did do crimes is doing the time, and they're working and have good and have acting right in jail. All right. They should get paid for what jobs that are doing, all right? So they're in jail, so there shouldn't be really that much things that they should spend on. You know what I'm saying? And also, the jail system should be a rehabilitation. So in all actuality, the prisoners should get paid and a percentage of money negotiated. I mean, I would say 50% of what they get paid in jail, right? And have it non-taxed, okay? Have it non-taxed, all right? That all this money they make in jail is non-taxed, all right? But it's not going to be easy, so don't sit there and think something, oh, I'll just go to jail, man, get a job, make some money, come out in years, do a crime, come out in years. I mean, this is if you're doing time, okay? If you're doing time, all right? I'm talking penitentiary, all right? That you're there for years. You should be able to make some money for when you're reintroduced into society. It'd be a way easier transition to go back into society by getting paid and have a percentage of your money that 50% of your money from jail to go for you can get yourself an apartment, get yourself a car, get you all integrated before you can go on the job hunt, and also get yourself allocated with the first step program for the jobs and all that stuff. So once you get into the halfway house, you know what I'm saying, let the percentage, have the percentage go down. So suppose you have 50%, right? So once you're done with your halfway house, you bring that down, that 20%, like I'm just saying, 20, a third of your money that you make from that you make while you're in a halfway house program still goes into that trust. So once you're done with your halfway house program, you can take that trust, you know what I'm saying, be allocated for your, and have it allocated for like your housing, car, or whatever you need, and that would make a better transition into society for these ex-felons. Won't go back into a life life of crime and see them back in jail. If they come back in jail after all this, then they got some mental issues. That's just being real and being straight out. You know, let's just keep this Gucci. All right? And that's what I feel upon that. Venture capital, all right? Venture capital and private equity funds that make money from police unions and other public entities must invest 13.4% of their total funds in black-owned businesses. According to Axios, only 1% of venture capital and private equity funds are backed founders were black. The venture capital backed founders were black between 2013 and 2018. That 1% of the venture capitalists that actually give money, angel investors, only 1% backed founders that were black. And you know what? That is true. That is true. And I believe that there should be an equal playing field. I believe there should be an equal playing field when it comes to that. You know, so I am 100% with that. Government pension funds, federal, state, and prison funds to control over $1 trillion. They must allocate 13.4% of their investments into black-owned enterprises and businesses. So that's equal to the population of blacks sitting there. All right, I get the logic. Okay, I agree with that. I have no question with that. Because number one is, it's not getting more from white folks. It's just getting the just due of what we need for our communities and stuff like that. Corporations are publicly relocated as part of the certification process. All past and current tax returns must be made public. Okay. All right. Create a transparent report mechanism for abuses to economic programs designed to benefit communities in need, including federal programs such as Economic Opportunity Zones and Community Reinvestment Act, CRA, audit of opportunity zones, which is a must, an audit of where is that money being allocated to, and for that I said, have an oversight committee, but honest black representation, not thugs and crooks, to determine who is benefiting from the disbursement of such funds such as tax breaks and public disclosure. I agree with that. I agree with that. Judicial and policy reform. Okay. Recognize racism as a public health crisis that mandates a federal response. All right. Okay. Recognize racism as a public health crisis. I get what he's saying on this. All right, as I'm trying to think. I'm trying to articulate. I don't think. Yes and no. A public health crisis. I don't think. I get where Ice Cube's going with this. All right, I get where he's going with this, but as if I was sitting there looking at this, that really never really looked at stuff like this, you know what I'm saying, and that really didn't care about politics or anything like that. All right, and I'm just looking for if I was I don't even want to use a word not informed. I ain't going to say uneducated. I'm going to say not informed. Recognizing racism as a public health crisis is too general. It's too general of a word. I think the wording of it, you know what I'm saying, could be a little bit different, you know, and I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at this from a very practical and a third person view. As I said, this is my first time looking at it, you know what I'm saying, as in detail. So I just wanted to look at this together with y'all. If y'all watch it, I'm fine. If y'all don't watch it, I'm cool. The information's out there. All right. Okay, let's see. Back to the contract. So I think this right here, you know what I'm saying? This right here has to be worded better. You know what I'm saying? Because what's really scary that the mandating a federal response. My question is how do we deal with this? I get what he's saying, but there has to be more or less an open discussion about recognizing racism as a public health, because I don't consider, public health as, I can't wrap myself around it to its inner core meaning of it, you know. So I'd like to really expound upon it. So I'll throw this out to Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying. So if he actually sits there and looks at this video, and I'd like him to come on and actually, you know, and go through the things and take some notes on stuff as a black man, you know what I'm saying, to get a better a better explanation on recognizing racism as a public health crisis. I don't want to put an opinion on something that I kind of know where it's going, but I don't know what direction to take it from the many ways you can actually look at this. All right, ban all privately run prisons. Fines established to be paid by companies. Fines established to be companies profited off of the private prison system. That's true, because number one is, okay, there's a lot of ways inside of a 501c that you can sit there and you can make money. You know what I'm saying? That just goes to your administration. And the way, and the loophole about that, right, is actually giving themselves salaries based on what is made by the prisons. I mean, a kickback. So they're using administration. So in my guess, you know what I'm saying, my hypothesis would be that due to that the percentage of what they do for administration versus what it, if it's under any 501(c)(3)s or whatever, how they got, or they have it in corporations and turn it into a business, I don't really think. I mean, I think that if it should go as a form of a 501(c)(3) type thing. I mean, if you really look at it, which I don't really, I'm kind of lackadaisical on 501(c)(3)s because there has to be a reform to it. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, there has to be a reform in a 501(c)(3) for we can actually, you know, have a better idea of how these privately run prisons are making money. Prison labor not allowed without consent. Prisoners should be compensated at the minimum wage and hazardous pay provided for applicable duties. I agree with that. I agree with that completely. As I said, there has to be a nest egg for these prisoners, so once they do finish their sentences, to make a better integration into society and keep them from going back to prison. Declare the Ku Klux Klan a terrorist organization. Trump already did that. So that part's already done before. Lynching become a federal hate crime with a recommended federal sentence to life. I'm on the fence with that. I like to discuss that with Ice Cube himself, because I think there should be certain parameters such as treason, crimes against our republic. Free nonviolent offenders incarcerated for 10 years or longer that has less than 5 verifiable write-ups. Write-ups can be challenged and given due process. Okay, all right, I see that. Free all prisoners for marijuana possession. Before we even do that, we have to defederalize marijuana. Point blank. Eliminate laws establishing mandatory minimums. No, I think they should be reformed, but mandatory minimums, I still think they should stay. I'm speaking for myself. All right? Eliminate 3-strike laws. Okay, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? First offense of illegal drug use or possession should require government payment for entry into a approved drug rehabilitation program rather than imprisonment. That needs to be discussed a little bit more, because there's a whole bunch of variables and parameters with that. So I ain't going to really voice an opinion on that, because that's a subject that really has to be talked and really, like, you know, broadened out to have a complete understanding on how this is actually going to work. Once a prisoner completes his sentence, voting rights are restored. I'm down with that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But also with the also again, let's really talk about different variables and all that. I mean, we still gotta have broader communication with that, and broader ideas on that and how it's going to work. I mean, some of this I have ideas, but it's just it'd be just a really, really big discussion. I mean, if I had enough people on my platform to sit there and talk about these, and by do a show talking about this to really dissect this, you know what I'm saying, on what we feel and what it means, and even have a forum with even Ice Cube on it, talking to black people on it about these and how we can do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for the discussion. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for the discussion just to, really get an idea and a grasp. Personal data. Most states publicly release bulk data about arrests unchecked, like the 1970 Fair Credit Reporting Act regarding credit data. There must be guidelines that allow similar privacy and national protections for the right to dispute and correct inaccurate data. I agree with that. The Civil Rights Department and Justice reform through stricter guidelines, so DOJ oversight of the police departments and other government institutions becomes more than just a rubber stamp. DOJ can be sued for non-compliance so that standards do not vary depending on administration. Okay, I see where that's going. That's something that we should be able to talk about. All right. Currently, the black population is overrepresented in the military, as 17% of the soldiers are black. The percentage of black enlisted soldiers are even higher. To compensate for this disappropriate contribution to our national defense, 5% of the Defense Department budget will be allocated toward beautification, education, and youth programs in predominantly black neighborhoods. Such programs will build goodwill toward the country, resulting in greater patriotism, more successful recruitment efforts, and generally more enthusiastic military population. I get that too. You know what I'm saying? I get that too. EPA to inspect water supplies in all communities nationwide for lead other reforms and contaminants. Fixing polluted water systems to deliver clean water will take priority in any future infrastructure spending bill. Technology Action Plan provides for companies on broadband and in poor communities to work with technology companies to set up high security 24-hour computer lab learning centers in the heart of technology deserts. Like that. 13th Amendment. Okay. Roscoe. What's up, Ross? What's up, bro? What's up with you? What do you think so far?
Man, I just tuned in, man. I only heard a little bit.
Well, right now, what I'm doing is, right, all right, make sure you share, all right? But what I'm doing is I'm going over the Black Contract for America. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody out here is all on Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Well, he talked to the Trump administration, yada, 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 and all this stuff. I says, you know what, man? I says, number one is I have no beef with Ice Cube on what he did. Even if I was a liberal, I wouldn't have a beef because of what the Democrats had after the election, which I have talked about that in past shows. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, looking at this, like as I'm sitting there looking at it, right? Okay, I'm gonna put it back on full screen. All right. Like, okay. Like I'll go for the most part of it. I agree with a lot of it. Something I don't. Some of it I don't. They said free all prisoners for marijuana possession. All right. I agree with it. But how can you free all prisoners for marijuana possession when when marijuana has to be defederalized first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is one of the things I thought we would do by
Right.
now.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying. But you can't free all prisoners for marijuana possession, nonetheless if you defederalize marijuana completely. Okay.
Yeah. You can't put the cart before the horse.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Eliminate the laws establishing mandatory minimums. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? All right. That's just speaking for myself. Okay. Eliminating 3 strike laws. All right. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it as is, but also I'll take it as a reform. So how would I reform that, which I didn't talk about? Under 18. You know what I'm saying? 3 strike laws for under 18. Once you turn 18, there is no 3 strike laws. You know what I'm saying? And I think that why? Because
it's all a good thing to want to talk about things that are alien for me.
Right.
The fact that brother, came out and said what he said. This is the time.
Right.
They still want your vote.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say the concept of, because I remember back in 94, 95 when the 3 strike law, and what I've seen from my personal, with the 3 strike law, it's like they have the 3 strike law, but they keep doing it until they're adult. They get caught 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So I think the 3 strike laws.
At some point, you got to be responsible for that.
Right. So when you turn
with that. Now whether the law to put a number on what that is, 3 is what they came up with. I can't confirm whether or not how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
Like I said, man, I'm just, playing inside my head with it. As I said, I really want to understand where Cube is coming from. You feel me?
Oh no, I know he wasn't alone when he came up with this stuff. He talked to some people. This is a culmination of that brainstorm.
Right, and
so I think it's a good thing that somebody in his caliber actually speak up and say it's real.
Right.
And not just run along with the people that they
right.
They have to.
Okay, first offense for legal drug acquisition require government payment to entry to approved drug rehabilitation program rather in imprisonment. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But for these drug programs and stuff like that, and they said rather than imprisonment, I think these drug rehabilitation programs should be very, very strict. You know what I'm saying? It's not imprisonment, but I still think it's I say prison from 1 to 10, for maximum. I think it should be from the ranking from it compared to prison. I say a 4 to 7. You know what I'm saying? It's not prison to like a full 10, but a ranking of like 4 to 7, depending on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? What the situation on. A case by case basis dealing in the parameters of maximum imprisonment. You know what I'm saying? Of what the crime. So I think there should be a new reform of the measurement of crimes. You feel me?
Right.
Like killing, robbing, stealing, You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
Right?
I think some of that stuff that's on there, you can agree with. Some of it you won't. It depends on on the person.
And also where you, but also where you're
But here's the
from.
thing. Yeah, where you from will have a big bearing on it. But the fact that people even want to talk about it, so that it can be, reformulated, be more fair to the people.
Right.
That's the good I get out of it. And
Right.
the stuff I'm seeing with people getting mad, I feel like a lot of that got to do with the programming that they get nightly on TV.
Right. And as a black man, you know what I'm saying, that don't want to pick a side, which I'm basically Ice Cube thinks just like me in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? We have a very common thought.
I mean, just about every brother that came up in our era done witnessed, the bias, the racism.
Right.
But we are not defined by it, or shouldn't be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're bigger than that. Because no matter how many problems you had, I don't know the country where a person could actually succeed if he really wants to.
Because like when they're talking about when like Ice Cube was talking about, like it was about opportunity zones and how there has to be oversight with black representation. You know what I'm saying, of the funds coming these opportunity zones. Now, as I'm looking at, let's look at this, okay? Downtown Fremont, we have Tony Hsieh. All right, Tony Hsieh, just on what he's done, completely just. Fremont is not half as bad as it was 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Not even a decade ago. Not even half. It's a completely different creature, an opportunity zone. That basically Fremont from 7th on down. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll go as far as 8th on down. Starting from the western on down is all hood. You know what I'm saying? It was hood. All right. So I had to first look at what these before Trump came into office. You know what I'm saying? Of what these opportunity zones, Tony Hsieh sat there and made them money. All right. Now what they're doing what they're doing with Fremont, they're moving everybody off of Fremont just about for the you know what I'm saying? When there was a lot of black people living on Fremont, right, and the profit value there goes up that you can't afford it in building, and what does that do to the black indigenous community? Takes them out. They wind up all by Boulder Highway. Now Boulder Highway got the problems with it. Instead of, hiring blacks, like the biggest thing that they're talking about, like equal opportunity for blacks. I was talking about Vegas, for example. I says you go into a casino, you sit there, you take a class to deal cards, and you can't even deal cards in a major casino because the casino because your credit report plays a factor. Ain't you trying to make this money to make your credit right?
Yeah, it's backwards.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you walk into all these casinos, and I'm not saying there's none, but I hardly see no black males dealing cards. I see black females dealing cards, but also I see a lot of Ethiopians and Asians. And the only thing that blacks and Mexicans are doing is security, janitorial, maintenance, and maids. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. I mean, you sit there and this is from living out there in Vegas, okay? So what Ice Cube says, like equal across the board, yeah, I'm down with that, because here's the thing is, okay, minorities, because he said the difference in minorities. I'm not even going to put Mexicans into the picture, because you know why? Because in real aspect, if we really look at it on on the six-figure jobs, what the casino cats actually make. You know what I'm saying? High five, six figures. You know what I'm saying? Just on tips alone. All right, having houses, homes, cars, and all that. All right, you have all these people that got their green cards, that's not even born here in the United States of America, and I see all them dealing cards, and then you have all these Asians, okay, which I have nothing against Asians or anything like that, but the Asians seem to be doing a lot better than the blacks and Mexicans in Las Vegas. Am I right or wrong?
Well, a big part of it is they stick together.
Right.
See, we got a lot of things. We got them to change the way they look at us. But we also got to be accountable for our own shit.
Right. But I must call it. But look, I mean, I sat there. I mean, come on, man. You know how hard, if you want to get into a good position inside in a casino, all right? A good position. I mean, I'm not saying that there's no blacks being pit bosses, being black males being pit bosses, and all that stuff. But if you want to look at the majority of these cats that are pit bosses, I don't see, or I've never seen a black male pit boss on the strip. You know what I'm saying, right?
I've seen a couple.
All right, I've never seen it. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen a couple. But you know what? Again, it goes back to, it's a lot of bias out there, but it's also crushed individually by how you carry yourself and how you move.
But it's so petty. Come on, man. Like the United States in generalization, man. It's so petty.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And it got over. I mean, I haven't seen that in Vegas, man, over the years on how petty Vegas got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff like, and the pettiness is just getting worse. First time I heard of microaggressions was a cat from California. Remember, I was doing that. I went over to do that interview with that lady over the Peppermint, and I was sitting there talking. I was just talking regular, and he accused me of having microaggressions. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not even angry. But you know what I'm saying? That type shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Toxic masculinity and all this bull crap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, then right, and you get back at this contract. Once a prisoner completes his sentence, voting rights are restored. Okay, I'm down with that. I have no problems with that. You know what I'm saying? If you do the time, you do the crime, you get your rights back. I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you pay your debt. Why not?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Then this is about the jail with the Constitutional Amendment codifying the expansion of the 13th Amendment by courts, which something that Kanye West said, but he wanted the 13th Amendment gone. All right, the 14th, but I mean the 14th Amendment. You know what I'm saying? So expansion of 13th one, wasn't that the Emancipation Proclamation? The amendment that will abolish slavery in any form that includes a crime allowed by the 13th Amendment for prison inmates. 13th Amendment. Okay. We consider the fact unconstitutional unless proven circumstances. This is about jail, about them getting paid. The 13th Amendment. That's what Kanye West was saying with the president.
Yeah, but they booed him on the stage too.
Right, but now it's back. It's back in the forefront.
I feel like this. Any chance to negotiate better way. I'm all for it.
Right. But as I said, we have to now. Police reform. The biggest thing is they're saying abolishing. Everybody's talking about abolishing the police. Okay. Let's see what he says about this. Qualified immunity will be eliminated. Legislation to reverse Supreme Court case Puma for record 572 U.S. 764 2014, in which the immunity was upheld. Therefore, legislation is passed. The Democratic Party should oppose the qualified immunity when the official party platform was drafted in August. This will pressure mayors to instruct city attorneys not to assert qualified immunity as an affirmative defense. Police lawyers can still argue why they should not be charged because of what they acted in good faith, but the presumption must be reversed. Mandatory malpractice insurance to be carried by police officers, unlike lawyers and doctors do. This protects the victim's ability to collect on bona fide claims. Insurance will be paid for by police departments. As a result, as the officer who creates too many legal actions will be dropped because of financial pressure by rising insurance rates rather than requiring another officer to cross the blue line. Insurance companies will also demand a de-escalation training to lower the rates. Okay. Municipalities for liable officers on unconstitutional actions. Okay. Overturned legislation of the Mono v. Department of Social Services Supreme Court case that protected municipalities from unconstitutional actions by the police. This will add skin to the game for cities which have the most direct power to reform policing. Federal laws regarding police misconduct to change standard form of willfulness to recklessness, while recklessness still propose a high bar to identify and persecute the police for misconduct. It will make it more possible. Police unions can be held liable and sued for shielding bad cops, suppressing evidence and testimony to that effect, and for knowing and reckless disregard of material evidence that an officer is unfit to mentally do for the job. Mandatory dashboard body cams in the event they are turned off at the answer results in a serious injury or death to any suspect or witnesses. It will be considered a felony punishable by prison unless proof of malfunction. Okay. If there is a claim of excessive force and abuse and the cams are off, the first incident will result in a warning. The second incident will result in suspension. The third will require firing. Cam footage and body or dashboard to release within a week for the evidence for resulting in death. Serious injury that's going to rise charges for excessive force. Okay.
Yeah, basically accountable for their actions.
Right.
That's the end of the day.
Right.
That's what all this should be about.
Right. Elimination of no-knock warrants. It is necessary as a police can secure. They are unnecessary as police to secure the scene. Pending. All right. I understand it's pending. The reason being I say pending because they already knock on the door of the police. If you don't open the door, it's a no-knock warrant. Okay. Now think about it. If this guy is a murderer, all right, and you can't just sit there and knock on his door. You know what I'm saying? If you know for a fact, you got the evidence, you got all the proof. I mean, that has to go on case by case. So number one is there has to be some sort of hearing and evidence and all that stuff presented to the courts before you initiate a no-knock warrant. You know what I'm saying? Because there's different types of criminals that these cops are getting. So this has to be right here, has to be elaborated. I understand where Ice Cube's coming from, but at the same time, you can't eliminate completely no-knock warrants. Agree or disagree?
You know what? I'll leave that to the experts.
All right.
It depends on the case, like you said.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So there should be a hearing or some sort of commission that you go through that has a judge, you know what I'm saying? Even you know what I'm saying, that has a judge, you know what I'm saying? Even the mayor has to be present for something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's even in his jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? The committee, okay, this becomes a no-knock warrant. You know what I'm saying? After the no-knock warrant is actually been, and then I think in a certain amount of time, I say a week, 2 weeks, then all that information has to be transparent on why they made the no-knock warrant after they have him in custody a week after.
Right, retro.
Huh?
Like going back and revisiting what happened.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a no-knock warrant, all right, if it's a no-knock warrant, it has to go through a commission, committee, mayor, DA, all these judge, they all have to be together. You know what I'm saying? Certain members of council, other communities, wherever. You know what I'm saying? That these warrants have to be presented by the police. I mean, I'm not thinking about this as I'm, you know what I'm saying? As I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So this is all just raw thought. You know what I'm saying? As I'm looking at it. And it should be voted upon if this case, you know what I'm saying, if this person should be issued a no-knock warrant. But I don't believe that no-knock warrants should be completely eliminated. You know what I'm saying? As I said, it got to be case by case. Agree?
It got to be case by case. Yeah, that's true. But there's certain rights, certain constitutional rights is why I think that is being proposed.
Right, but there has to be. But as I said, I'm not knocking. As I said, this is just a contract. You know what I'm saying? Basically, a proposal, and
you just give them reading and seeing what it's about.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So I say that for the elimination of no-knock warrants should be based on a case by case, format. But also, I think that a some sort of commission or oversight should vote on if it should be if a no-knock warrant is needed. You know what I'm saying? The police have to come to the system. You know what I'm saying? And also equally represented, also have black representation on that, not just white representation. Or it should be a diverse of all races and representation to actually do this. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have so it won't bring the animosity of a whole bunch of white folks doing it or a whole bunch of black folks doing it. It should be a commission with equal number of all nationalities that are American citizens that should be in this commission. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? On something like this, it has to be equal representation when it comes to no-knock warrants. If there's no equal representation for no-knock warrants, then it won't work. You know what I'm saying? So I say no to no-knock warrants. I just think it should be reformed. You know what I mean? Right there. Next, the mandatory name tags and affiliation requirements applies to all police and law enforcement authorities at the local, state, and federal level, with non-compliance resulting in disciplinary action. When undercover assignments are not requiring compliance, just have to be approved by court. Cool. You know what I'm saying? That's reasonable.
Yes. So we know who is.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Chokeholds illegal and nationwide. This will apply to any maneuver resembling a chokehold or designed to cut off airways to affect breathing.
Yeah,
now, okay, you know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? But here's something. What if the person is so irate, right, that you can't even get the motherfucker down on the ground? You know what I'm saying?
That's why they got weapons.
Huh?
Not necessarily guns, but tasers.
Okay, you saw video that sometimes tasers don't work on people.
Yeah, I seen that.
You know, like, okay, the taser don't work. Now what you're gonna do as a cop?
Shit, you gonna take them down.
By all means necessary.
Right.
All right. So now, since I'm in that chokehold's illegal nature, because number one is that Floyd, he was high as fuck on that fucking video. All right.
Man, you know
what I'm saying? So they made a big deal about it. So you know what? I'm like this, man. On that whole issue right there. All right. If you can't get him down, tase him. All right. You should tase him. All right. Don't tase him for no reason. Let that still come over. I'm still like, you know, for don't tase him because you can, because that will go back to what.
The thing about it is the man had 4 people on him. So it wasn't a need for it. He wasn't irate. He wasn't, you know what I mean,
but also, as I said, even though we have the whole video, we don't know the whole thing. Even when it came to Jacob, right? I'm like, everybody's mad because he got shot. I thought it was over excessive that a number of times they shot the kid 7 times. But at the same time, of him going into his car to reach something, I would have shot his ass because I don't know what he's getting out of the car.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Huh?
A lot of other cops would do it too.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm being a black man, okay? And a guy walk away from me and I'm a black cop and I'm right there and he gets in his car and I see him reaching for something, nigga, I'm shooting. You know what I'm saying? I'm shooting point blank. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in their right mind would shoot. Hold on 1 second. Get the soda. So that being known, all right, we gotta really look because I'll tell you what. Remember Vietnam? They said they were shooting motherfuckers in Vietnam and they were high on opium. All right, and they were still coming. True stories. Okay, one of this guy is so high that you can't get him down or nothing. This motherfucker is Superman. Suppose you have, you might have a fucking Tony Montana getting shot up and all high on coke and still be alive and still shooting at you. Correct?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't envy that. I don't envy that occupation in any way. Like that's a rough thing.
Remember years back.
I do know that they need to put an end to predatory police.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Case in point. I was driving my car today with a black man in a Cadillac. Cop rode through the intersection on the opposite way.
Right, here we go.
Immediately, as soon as he sees me, does a U-turn.
Okay, whistleblower protection expanded within the active police force for those enrolled in the police academy. Discouraging officers under 5 years on a job to report bad behavior on the grounds for dismissal. It will be a criminal offense to reveal the identity of a whistleblower. I'm down with that. You know what I'm saying? Because there are cops, so that's protecting both sides. That a lot of cops won't say nothing because it'll fuck with them, because the other cops will fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Or have something on them. So I agree. You know what I'm saying? Whistleblower protection for cops that see bad shit, that don't agree with it, yet they're on the force. Huh?
I'm telling on each other like they want people to tell on each other.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because this is about the excellence of our police force. And there are cops that care about that. There's cops out there that does stuff, you know, for the community. Like, I want to tell you what, all right? And he was in a paper and all that stuff like that. There's this cop that I was in high school with, all right? One of the cops I know, and his name is Jason. I ain't gonna give his last name. You know what I'm saying? and he grew up. He's a white. He's a white dude that grew up in the same hood that I did. All right, you know what I'm saying, in Sheldon Park. All right, we all grew up. We played basketball and all that together. You know what? Guess where Jason does it? He's a white guy. All right, and a cop. And where do you think he does his beat at?
In the hood.
In the hood. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. He gets out of he sees kids out there playing basketball. He's one of those cops that he'll get out of his cop car, uniform, gun and all, and starts hooping with the kids. You know what I mean? So why? Reason being that he's an exemplary cop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, of course, we were young, we were dumb, we did our dirt, we were young kids, but as I said, we were boys, but now we're men. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows what we did when we were young, so he's not really on the case of them kids because he knows they're kids and we did the same thing and playing like Jamie Bach, a cop I grew that knew me since I was a child. You know what I'm saying? He just retired. He was a chief of police. I called him up at his office, man. Happy, before all this shit, you know what I'm saying? Happy retirement, man. And I said, look, man, I love you, man. Thank you for a great childhood. Thank you for help raising us. Because Jamie he was a cop. You know what I'm saying? But he was a part of that village that raised us. You know what I'm saying? While we're sitting there playing late at night, right? And playing because we like to play Release to Belgium. Yeah, the cops, Officer Lang, and all them. You know what I'm saying? The little local cops. They be outside of the police station and watching us play outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or sometimes the cop will sit there and go, "Oh, you trying they're driving their cop cars? Oh, you looking for what? I seen him go that way." So the cops will be in their cars playing along while we're playing Release the Belgian and telling us where our friends are hiding, or where they seen them run at. You know what I'm saying? Which these are stories about cops that are never told. This is when I was growing up. All right. And these were white cops. All right, let me get this straight. These were white cops. They knew our mothers and fathers. They knew our family. They knew it was black, white, Hispanic, and some Vietnamese. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And everybody was cool with each other. Same basically out here. You know what I'm saying? It basically the same type of narrative. Predominantly white, but there's black people. There's like 5 black families on my street. You know what I'm saying? We don't bother. We live just like the white folks. Go to work, have our cookouts, do our life, say hi to the neighbors, maybe talk to the neighbors, go back in our house and mind our own fucking business. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But these kids are making like this shit don't exist. I'm living the shit right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm living the shit.
Back then, kids have more respect, though.
Right. They did. You know what I'm saying?
It's different.
Right. Tampering with evidence results in automatic dismissal from force. Correct. Also, that should go for lawyers, too. Crime to intentionally withhold exemplary advertory by police or prosecutors. Okay, he said that. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. I get that completely. Newly discovered DNA evidence must be immediately considered to reverse wrongful convictions. Not to do so is a crime and applies to the police, judges, and prosecutors. Failure to act will come under the Office of Independent Prosecutors discussed below. Federal database will open to public scrutiny containing all complaints, both internal from the public or related disciplinary actions. Automatic federal DOJ review of any police officer exceeding a predetermined amount of complaints. Once fired for the cause, he cannot be rehired. A police officer fired for use of excessive force, violent inappropriate actions directed at a citizen, non-use of body cams, or for any felony that are not allowed to be hired in any other jurisdiction. 100% agree. You know what I'm saying? Creation of an Office of Prosecutors. These prosecutors will solely focus on prosecuting police accused of wrongdoing. This will eliminate the conflict of interest of the DA, who must charge the police, although they have an inherent and unwaivable conflict as required of police testimony to charge other criminals. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I agree with that. Attorney generals and district attorneys can no longer accept contributions or endorsement from law enforcement bodies, especially police unions. I agree with that. Lost pensions if convicted of a felony. Loss of pensions if convicted of a felony or greater while on the job. I agree with that.
It takes away that energy that promotes what's going on already.
Right.
I mean, if they feel like they can have some real consequences behind their action, it'll keep them alive.
Budget reallocation. In what has been referred as defunding police, 20% of the 2020 budgets then going forward to adjusted to inflation to be decided to improving conditions in the lower class black neighborhoods. 20% of all police department budget increases also flow into community organizations tasked with spending such funds. I see where he's coming from on that. All right, I can go with that. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. I can. If defunding the police and you want to do it that way for the funding coming in, just for the city and stuff like that, yes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Resident requirements: 9% of the police must live within 25 miles of the jurisdictions they work in. 65% must live within the jurisdiction itself. Police forces should demographically reflect the communities that they serve, in case partners at least one lies within its jurisdiction. That's cool. I understand that. Maintaining a certain number of police department paid hours in the communities. Maintain a certain number of police department paid hours of community service for all street police in the community, state police. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? That I get that. You know what I'm saying? That should be you should be doing that it should be mandatory to, you know what I'm saying, paid, but they have to do other stuff other than policing for the community. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, that works. Any police officer who discharges his weapon 5 or more times on a job must go back to the police academy for retraining and take a mandatory course on anger management. This threshold of a weapon can usually be increased or decreased depending upon jurisdictional averages. The intention is to identify and retain outliers, as most police officers rarely utilize their guns more than once, if at all. You know what? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, so far, I mean, Cuba's on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, for the most part. All right. I like this right here. Civil rights history will be taught the first month in police academy or any other training. These classes should include the history of black codes and Jim Crow laws. Okay. Initial contact of any kind with a citizen. Officers must state the reason for contact when the individual is first approached, which that's what they should do. It is. No duty to speak. Police are not allowed to escalate a situation only because a person refused to talk to the police or answer questions without an attorney. All right. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm saying? But let's go deeper.
Most of what I'm hearing is making perfect common sense.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
To me, it's not too much to ask for.
No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Mistagging the law by police, the suspects allowed to elicit testimony, knowing threatening people with greater charges in a situation dictates, gives a rise of disciplinary action. With defying knowingly the standard applied will be what a responsible police officer should have known. Reduce contact during traffic ticketing. Officer must immediately tell a driver why he or she is pulled over. Cannot search the vehicle without an independent warrant. Truth. No need for those cited to sign tickets. Efforts made to reduce time and collect between the officer and driver, which benefits both. Digitally limiting contact as technology allows. Tickets issued can be sent by mail where possible. The officer believes that the driver is driving recklessly or suspicion of a DOA. They may pull over the car, but pullovers can be challenged by dash cam footage. If the footage does not show the cause for the concern, then the officer can be disciplined. All right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that go back to what I was just talking about.
Right.
I like that.
Stealing. Police officers caught stealing from a person's house or vehicle will be charged with double penalty, and a non-officer will be charged for the same crime. Military corners. It will not be brandished in public unless gunfire or deadly force is required. Will not be brandished, military grade, unless gunfire or deadly force required. Okay. Eliminate civil and criminal asset forfeiture, which gives police departments economic incentive to charge crimes which conflicts with the goals of serving justice. Only exception of the assets is related to the crime. It will be illegal for a police officer to have sex with a detainee or suspect under their charge. It will be considered statutory rape because it is a reasonable to assume consensual sex due to the power dynamic. Shoot to wound policy in the event of an unarmed suspect. Fleeing suspect that imposes an imminent danger only or if deadly force is necessary. End all quota based policing. So, okay, I can get the shoot to wound policy. They have a gun.
He said shoot to wound.
Right.
Like you can save his life. You ain't gotta kill him.
Right. Entertainment industry and reform reparations. This is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Mandatory funding of black studios by the largest Hollywood studios, record companies, and television studios and networks compensate for years of lack of support. Stereotyping and damage to the black culture. Each will be required to fund amount yearly. The black studios will own and produce content by black creators and will run primarily by black leadership. Content can be licensed to major studios for a race to thrive. It must be able to create art that reflects its own views of the world. Racism still runs rampant through our society, and Hollywood is providing the instruction manual. Truth. Licensing of public airwaves to broadcast networks such as NBC, Fox, CBS, ABC must require black produced content equal to 20% of the total content of its network measured by time. Time slots must be a similar quality to other content. Same applies with radio stations and any other media given access publicly licensed airwaves by the FCC. Minimum of 13.4% black cast and crew on all major television and film production. The crew requirement cannot be waived, but casts that are overwhelmingly white, black, Hispanic, Native American, Asian, etc. can be waived as reasonable for TV shows and films to be more reflective of reality. Okay. But to be honest with you, only thing I like is about the studios and all that stuff like that. But if white folks want to make a movie with an all-white cast, you know what I'm saying? I don't consider that racism. That's just their art form. But I do believe that the field have to be equaled out though. You know what I'm saying? As in business wise for black studios. People like us that came from the entertainment industry, huh? Right. So I agree with this because coming from the entertainment industry, you know what I'm saying? I understand that.
Here's the difference to me, like Ice Cube I
Right,
mean, that's basically well, all of this is accountable.
right,
You
right.
you're being accountable for your actions.
You know what?
What anybody may say.
Tomorrow we'll do monuments and institutions and work our way down. So this is 22 pages long. You know what I'm saying? So I'll sit there. I'll cut this share right there. And then what's the news? What's going on?
Man, Biden and that laptop.
Right. So what do you think of what Ice Cube is saying? You're from what you've seen on this contract with black contract with America. All right. What do you think of where Ice Cube's coming from on this?
He's spot on. Yeah.
Right.
Some people were complaining over the time he's trying to this and that. But after election, for me, shit.
Right. I mean, because I want to tell you what, like, why are, okay, all right, now, I talked about this last night, all right, and just to let y'all know that people who are against Trump, or against, not Trump, hold on, people who are against, against Ice Cube. All right, they have no clue of what's in it. Now, just to let y'all know what happened, Ice Cube went to the Democrats and the Republicans. Okay, he just didn't go to the Democrats with the same bill. You know what I'm saying? The same proposal to both of them. The Democrats came back to him. Now, he said this on an interview. They said wait until the election is over. Okay? He went to the Republicans. The Republicans said, this is nice. You have time to talk about it? Submit it. We'd like to talk more about it. Now some of this is getting integrated inside of the Platinum Plan. All right? Now, far as I'm concerned with the Democratic Party, right? Even though they don't got my vote, okay, whatsoever, it proves to me on how I ain't gonna say racist. I'm gonna use the word disregarding to the black populace. You know what I'm saying? So what the Democrats did was disregarded Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying, representing real solid issues and concerns from black people. Okay? And they basically just kicked him to the curb.
Are you not surprised?
I'm not surprised, but I'm not putting no animosity or hate to it. I'm just throwing the facts out there. This is no emotion whatsoever.
They've been doing that forever.
Right. So that right there,
and do all that. And then
so
once
they have the nerve to sit there and go Black Lives Matter and sit there and go in the middle of a hall, put kente cloth, kneel because they have such a respect for black people. You know what I'm saying?
It shows you the utter disregard.
Right. And then when Ice Cube, which every black person knows, all right, you kneeled, you wore the kente cloth, you did all that on Juneteenth and all that stuff like that. You're behind black people. A black man that's a celebrity that has money, that cares about his community, comes to you and you kick him to the fucking curb.
He exposed it.
You know what I'm saying?
And the people that support them, don't like it.
Don't like it.
Then you have, and then I'm going to say it. I'm not talking about black folk, but then you have the dumbass niggas, okay, with the pronoun and noun, dumbass niggas, all right? Not the slang terminology, my niggas, you know what I'm saying? But dumbass niggas, ignorant niggas, you know what I'm saying? That are not stupid, you know what I'm saying? That they can hustle the streets, they have an understanding of the streets, they can scheme, scam, and all this stuff like that, able to think like that, but can't handle the logic of the Democratic Party disregarding Ice Cube on this proposal I'm just going over.
Hey man,
You know
the
what I'm saying?
programming is
Right.
real.
It's real.
Yeah,
Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
right. You know what I'm saying? So you have all these blacks sitting there getting on fucking Ice Cube for working with Trump when they were the first ones to put their hands out and say, "Come on," with open arms. What do you want Ice Cube to do? Ice Cube said it particularly. We want to get this ain't going to work unless both parties sit at the table. And that was out of Ice Cube's mouth. You know what I'm saying? He wants everybody at the table. This is not political party. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican. I just went independent, but you know what? I'm basically a classical liberal. You know what I'm saying?
Classical liberal. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have to be liberal to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? But I lean more toward conservative values. Okay? Me being a classical liberal is just me out the box in my creativity.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
America is founded on people
Huh?
who was
who were
classical
classical
liberals.
liberals.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a classical liberal with conservative values.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have conservative.
Meaning that you don't want this country to go to socialism.
socialism.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But just because I'm saying I'm a classical liberal, right, and I voted for Trump the first time, but me being a classical liberal, independent, or whatever you want to label me as, you know what I'm saying? Y'all motherfuckers don't know me. All right? Y'all don't know what's inside my head. Y'all can't sit there and put a narrative on me and say that I ain't black if I don't vote Democrat. Like, who the fuck are you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't
But Trump's
believe
a
racist.
right, and I don't believe I should justify my blackness to any other black man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm
it's the
speaking.
group
It's the group thing.
Right, it's the
They
group
want
thing.
They
everybody
want everybody to think as a group.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So, far as I'm concerned, a lot of y'all black people, aka stupid, ignorant niggas, all right, not racism, in context, you know what I'm saying? Don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. Because what I've seen here, some things I agree with, some things I disagree with on it. But for the most part, so far, then we'll get back on it tomorrow, that Ice Cube himself, you know what I'm saying? Ice Cube himself, he was talking about stuff that I didn't even think about. As a black man,
What's it?
all right? He put stuff inside of this contract that I didn't even think of as a black man. Now, pardon my French, but I'm gonna sit there and say it because it gotta be said. All right. Do you hood rats ever thought of the shit that was inside this? You know? I mean, really. You know what I'm saying? What was your black? Oh well, we just need reparations. Well, there's different forms of reparations. All right. First house you sit there and buy. Okay, no interest, one time. What? No interest? For a house? For house ownership?
I do like what he said about We just watched them pull all this money out and give it to their friend.
Mhm.
Like, where's our money? He talking about the SBA or the PPP.
Oh yeah. That's it. We'll be getting through all that. You know what I'm saying? On there. So we'll begin with it. We went through the first 9 today. The first 9 pages today. There's 22 pages to it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we went through the first 9 today. And if you want to come on tomorrow, man, around the same time, that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll contact you like after you get off of work and stuff and go through this, because you know what? I don't see nobody on YouTube sitting there actually going through it. I've read it and stuff, and this is what it says. But I'm like, and I was watching an interview today, and I was thought about this. I was going to talk about other stuff. I was like, you know what, man? Nah, I'm going to sit there on mine. I want to have a source that we can actually sit there and go through this. You know what I'm saying? And find out what Ice Cube is saying and go from there before the election. You know what I'm saying? So, huh?
It makes sense.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So Ice Cube in generalization, man, you know what I'm saying? It's like the Democrats missed an opportunity.
Golden opportunity.
Huh?
Golden opportunity. But they think they already got us a lot.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So the Democrats, the Biden campaign, that a lot of y'all blacks, the other what was it? Like I say about 68% of the black people today are dumb as fuck. 68% of the black voters are dumb as fuck. All right.
According to who?
Huh?
According to who?
According to the polls, 32%, 33%. A third of the blacks are going Trump. Huh?
I said we know the polls are lying.
Right, but let's look at this. At 33%, shoot, that's a lot more than what it has been. That's not voting Democrat. So you know what? I'll take the 33%. You know what I'm saying? I'll agree.
They said always 5%.
Right.
Conservative to win. So he got that.
Right. So anyway, so I'm saying I
watch out for now is the cheat.
Right. I mean, you know what though, man? As I said, it's all coming together since we got them Supreme Court justices. You know what I'm saying? Now we got ACB. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You got ACB. Fuck AOC.
Wow.
We got ACB. Fuck AOC. You know what I mean? For real. All right. So I mean, shit's about to hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? Well, with that shit, with the Biden and all that stuff like that, only thing I gotta say is I'm waiting until SEAL Team 6 comes out. That's all I'm waiting for. That's all I'm waiting for, because that's the nail inside a fucking casket right there. Obama's going down the fucking.
What is that? A movie?
Huh? Oh, you don't know about it? You don't know about SEAL Team 6? With the Bidens?
That's the one that they tried to kill.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. They didn't kill Bin Laden. Bin Laden was in Iran.
I know, but they tried to kill SEAL Team 6 because they knew it.
They already killed him. They're already dead. You know what I'm saying? They're already dead. Oh, and also, you know that $2.2 billion that was sent on a plane to Iran?
Yeah, I remember.
You know what that money was for? Iran was like, no, yeah, the silence the Iranians, because they had Bin Laden, and they were going to tell the whole world. Quid pro quo, Obama. Oh yeah, Obama's in fucking trouble, kid. Obama's in fucking big trouble. Treason, high treason, Biden and all that. I want to tell you what, Biden might have to step down. from even running
Well, the debate's in 2 days.
Ooh, that's all I gotta say. Biden's gonna get it.
Oh yeah.
Biden's gonna get it. And I wouldn't. I tell you what though, I wouldn't be surprised if at that debate that Trump tells him that you should resign. You should withdraw.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't come in with handcuffs.
Go there with handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? I mean that's on the 4-wheel. You know, I mean you have all these stupid ass Negroes, man, sitting there just ripping. I mean, ripping on blame Ice Cube, and then now you have P Diddy. All right. Oh, we should have the Black Party, a new black political party for black people, and also for a political black party for black people, and then tell them to endorse fucking Biden. Man, P Diddy, you are a stupid fuck. First, you were talking about, oh man, we gotta withhold our vote. Now you're endorsing Biden. Why? Maybe why? Because you know why? Because everybody's finding out, which I don't give a fuck. But the whole point of you lying about it, right? That why? I mean, from what I'm hearing, this is for years that he's been doing some homosexual fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? He may be on that Weinstein level. You feel me?
Hey man, listen.
Huh?
Hollywood is pretty weird, bro.
I can't hear you. What you saying?
Hollywood is pretty weird.
Ain't it kind of funny once Ice Cube sat there and come out with this plan, all of a sudden P Diddy? I mean that's too convenient.
Hell, 50 Cent endorsed Trump.
Right. Shoot, the rap community. Now the rap community is starting to get split.
What it is Ice Cube made it safe for everybody else to come out.
Right. And you know what? As I said, Ice Cube's a West Coast brother. Kudos, because look, our East Coast brother sat there and sold us out. So I'm thinking about, so the way I'm looking at it, right, which I really haven't messed with the East Coast West Coast rivalry, right? But I think I'm going to have to take the Western side that P Diddy, you a motherfucking sucker. You know what I'm saying? And I'm East Coast. I'll back the West on that. Then the West was right about P Diddy. The West was right.
Here's the thing. The lines have been drawn based on who you're compromised with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like most of the people that on the Democrat side, it's because they've been compromised. They ain't got paid, or they ain't got favors, or they know something about them that might bring them down. So they're gonna keep favor with the people they know got leverage over them.
Mm-hmm. Yo, you know what I want you to do, man? Right? Go on your Facebook and send an invite to Kurt B.
Oh man, we ain't friends no more.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Kurt B, if you're out there, I got my platform. Make sure you send that shit. Spread it out. You know what I'm saying? It does say Jay Da Vinci calls out Kurt B on his platform. Huh?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ready to battle it out. Yeah. And you know why? And I guess because we want to have a discussion on Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? So I'll call out. We're gonna have a discussion on this bill with Ice Cube. Tell him if you see, tell Kurt B that he could join in on the second part tomorrow.
No, just hit him yourself.
yourself.
I don't got his
Put
number.
his inbox.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'll do it then. You know what I'm saying? Because I got kicked off of Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm off. I'm off. I'm off of Twitter now too. You know what I'm saying? So they're after my ass. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, we as black people gotta wake up and look in the mirror, and it's also, man, we gotta take control of our communities, and most of all, take control of our kids, and also at the same time that we should do is get rid of these laws about chastisement of our kids. There's a difference between chastisement and abuse, and I got my ass kicked. I got my ass kicked a lot when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm thankful for every single one of those ass whoopings. You know what I'm saying? Because what?
I gave you
grounding.
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Stable background.
Right. You know, and that's the thing, though, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are. Yep. You know, and then there's no blame. There's no blame. What you call it?
What?
Back to the what you call it? Back to the old school shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically, these motherfuckers are nuts, dude. These motherfuckers are nuts as hell. I mean, I can't believe these black folks. So what are they saying now about Trump? Because I says I don't got my old Facebook anymore, so I can't see everybody.
Same old what the media told to say, but it's getting harder for them to stay on top of Trump when there's so much dirt coming out about Biden. I'm telling you, that laptop it hurt him.
Man.
I mean, they came out to be Chinese agent. Hunter was the bad man for
middleman.
Obama and his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Russia and China.
Oh,
wow. He was collecting the money for the favors they were doing.
Yep.
And then the Chinese got the videos of Hunter torturing underage girls. So he's compromised. If Biden never became president, China owns him.
Right. I mean, I tell you what though, man, he's a threat. He's a threat to
national security.
He's a threat to national security, man. You know,
he really legally can't be president based on this new information.
Yeah.
That we already knew.
Yeah.
But this is smoking gun.
Oh yeah, but as I says, man, they're right now, man. As I said before in my last show, Facebook will restrict less content after U.S. elections. Fox Business, fucking really. Wow. Dude, I can't wait, man. I want to sue the fuck out of them bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I want to sue the fuck out of them motherfuckers, man. I'm getting that money.
Oh, they about to pay, man. Google insiders on James O'Keefe, Project Veritas.
Right.
They talking like crazy about how they manipulate the algorithm. Censoring Republican conservative ads. I mean, they coming right out and telling it. They saying they don't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
They said Google is playing God.
Well, yeah, they're playing fucking God. You know what I'm saying? That dude that runs Google ain't even from fucking America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't even from fucking America.
Sundar?
Yeah. You know, I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. But man, it's like it's getting kind of fucking hectic, man. It's getting
been hectic. You ain't seen that yet.
Oh yeah, I know that, man. Wait till, I mean, what was it?
Whichever side win, it's gonna be trouble.
Oh yeah, it's trouble. It's trouble. Win or lose, it's still gonna be trouble. Because why? Because the people ain't gonna concede the election if they cheat. That's gonna cause a war.
Either way.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what they want. That's what the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? I just hope it's really fucking quick. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Look here.
I don't want it to be years like the blame Civil War was.
Check this out. Basically, the country's got the bus apart steam. And it's basically, you gotta be ready. Or whatever.
Oh yeah.
We hope that peace and love intervene.
Right.
And the country actually unifies as one.
Right, man. Be American again.
Exactly.
You know,
but the way I see it, based on the parades and the political rally, ain't no way in hell you can tell me Biden is up in the poll.
Oh yeah, really, man.
It don't make sense.
In Arizona, they had a 30-mile line.
That part, but they're gonna want us to believe that he's even close for here.
Yeah, I know. Biden's 15% up. Then that shit sounds fucking familiar.
It don't make sense.
Right, 2016 all over again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But this time, they got the mail-in ballot cheap fraud going on.
Right, but I don't even think that's going to even fucking that's even going to fucking help it. Because from what I hear, is that the ballot's coming back, right? They're basically neck and neck with Trump. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Republicans that sent them ballots in. You know what I'm saying? Plus the ones that was already thrown away. Trump probably already fucking won it. Just on the mail-in ballots already. It might all backfire on him.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's looking like.
Technology.
Right.
They can still find a way to cheat if they want to. They've had 4 years to figure it out.
Right, and tested it out in the midterm elections.
Exactly. I don't know any elections after 2016, based on what people know about.
No. Next step would be infiltrate the Republican Party, and that's where we have to watch because in 2024 there's going to be a lot of Trojan horses. And also, what I really worry about is that there's going to be a lot of Trojan horses because the Fed will go into the Treasury and the president is in control of all the fucking money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to watch who becomes president of the United States, man. After when Trump leaves. I don't believe we're going to hear from Trump after the election.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? Shit's so wild. This movie script that we live in is so wild, crazy. Ain't no telling what's going to happen.
But I'm thinking Trump will just drop off and go into the sunset and not give a fuck afterwards. He did what he did.
Trying to be president.
Oh, I know that too. I mean, that's already in the air. That's already in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You know, but I says, man, my vote still has to be. No offense to Trump's kids or anything like that, but they're going to have to earn my vote.
Exactly. But
you know
at the same time,
I mean,
Be
I didn't hear it.
it's a corrupt plan out there to bring America down.
Oh yeah, man.
And the media.
Well, I say like it's about 7 o'clock tomorrow, man. I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back online, and I'm going to. We'll start. We'll start on page 9. You know what I'm saying? And what was it? Monuments and institutions. That's a good way to start. You know what I'm saying? Good place to start tomorrow. And we're on page 9 out of 22. You know, as I says, man, nobody out here is doing it. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't no viewers, I see, because people don't got the attention span of a guppy. But now you can say that, you know what, man, the information's up there. You can even say Jay Da Vinci is going through the whole contract.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he's reading it with you because, you know, I don't know what's next. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I went through the everything that it's supposed to, but I says I want to elaborate on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also give my points of view on it. You know what I'm saying? That what I think is important, what's not important, since it's all written out for me. You know what I mean?
You know what? Writing down is half the battle. So.
Right.
Now you got something to talk about.
So while everybody else is talking about everything else, all right, black people, look at everything else, but also come on and let's look at this contract with black people together and have a discussion about it. You know what I'm saying? About what it is, because it's all written out, because a lot of this stuff I didn't even think about. And I'm black my damn self. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm black my damn self and I ain't thinking this shit. So you know what?
Yeah, but when you read it brings back memories of things you've been through.
Right.
And that's why it makes sense.
Right. And remember, there's some things I still that from when I was going through the overview of it, there's some things that I don't agree with.
Right. And we're not going to agree on everything.
But for the most,
that's why it's called negotiation, because you put up what you want, and you're probably not going to get everything you want.
Right.
But what you do get is better than what you got.
Right, you know what I'm saying, and some people is going to disagree, and you know that's fine, because I can say from what we read, or from people who see this or will see this, you know what I'm saying, that for the most part, I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, not all of it. All right. Some of it could be worked on. Some of the wording could be worked on. You know what I'm saying? Just to have a more clear explanation. I even said, oh, shoot, man, if Ice Cube gets this bad boy, tweet this video to Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't got Twitter no more. You know what I'm saying? And let him see that, look, we're actually talking about it. I even said, Ice Cube, while we're going on it, it'd be great if Ice Cube could sit there and come on this bad boy. You know what I'm saying? And walk us through it, for I can ask questions about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean by right here? And I'll put it up on the screen. Elaborate on this for me. You know what I'm saying? And ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Say, for the most part, I agree, but I want to talk to you to the stuff that I'm on the fence with as a black man. You know what I'm saying? As a black man. As a black man talking to a fellow black man, for the most part, I agree with a lot of it. But these are the things I have questions about. You know what I'm saying? I said it on video. He's more than welcome to sit there and come on. I don't care about these big. Like what are these big? How many people? Amount of people that sit there and seen the interviews with these big black, you know what I'm saying? Come to the little guy. Come to the people that send a blame and explain. Are these big black organizations going through the whole contract like I am? You know what I mean? I don't see
Yeah.
nobody doing it. Ever since this thing came out, I haven't seen nobody actually go through this black contract with America. You know, so
Well, you know what? They want to talk about Ice Cube more than they want to talk about the contract.
right. And guess what? We're talking about Ice Cube and the contract that he wrote. And on this video, there are some things I do disagree with. There's some things that I'm on the fence with. But for the most part, from what has been, from what we've overviewed with this, with this contract from black people to America, I'm down. You know what I'm saying?
And to be honest, I haven't seen anything written down in that form that's directly addressing, change is needed.
Right. So y'all better get your heads out your motherfucking asses. You know what I'm saying? Watch this video. You know, and let's get with the motherfucking program, dude. You know? And by the way, as I says, I love everybody and all that stuff like that. And this is, and this platform is for everybody. You know, niggas, crackers, and spicks. Oh my. You know what I'm saying? And this is for everybody, man. As I says, I should pal it out here. So there ain't nothing racist on this station. I just make fun of racism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So pretty soon I got some shirts. You know what I'm saying? I'm designing them at the moment. I got like 4 or 5 designs. I'm trying to make up my mind. Niggas and crackers and spicks. Oh my, Trump 2020. You know what I'm saying? The niggas and crackers and spicks, we voted. You know what I'm saying? Trump 2020. Niggas and crackers and spicks, making America great again. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff is going to be all out there, man. You know, so anyways, y'all be cool. Y'all have a wonderful day. And as I say every day, God bless you all. And you know what? Fuck you, Zuckerberg. I'm out. Peace.